G'day, this is Captainoob. Welcome back to Murmrgh's Lucky Dip video series where I grab a 3-star weapon of any sort and try to make it work. Today I'm hoping to get something which you could modify on with a suppressor, so Murmrgh, please, if you will. Well, it could be worse. Okay, so now the exterminator's auto grenade launcher has been transferred to more capable hands, and let's talk about the effect. So it's another nothing prefix. I find this to be a fairly useless thing. We're going to have a little bit of an easier time against the Murmrgh Queen, which I guess is nice. The secondary effect being more damage whilst aiming, that is an additive bonus, which means it's barely adding anything, which is a real shame. They are buffing this to, what, 25%? In a future patch, but it needs to be multiplicative. If that was multiplicative, that would make that very special. Plus 10% damage whilst aiming, like for real, actual reality multiplicative 10%. Excellent. And I think the real winner here is the reduced weightless. This thing only 1.8 pounds is interesting. Must be filled with helium, but we're going to make it a little bit heavier, and for the sake of increasing damage, we'll chuck on the heavy barrel, which increases the weight a little bit, but doesn't have any less accuracy than the long barrel. But the long barrel is interesting because it doesn't give you a weight penalty, which I feel like it should, but maybe it's helium lined. Who knows? And there's a grip slot, but the standard grip is the only thing you can get. Maybe there was something meant to be here, maybe like a hair trigger or something to make the weapon fire faster. That'd be nice. And there's no sights either. Maybe there was something to flip up these sights so you could aim down sights a little bit more effectively and you gauge in the drop of the rounds, but there you go. Also, I've been told that the velocity and trajectory of these rounds should be a lot flatter because these are meant to be a little bit more long range, but, you know, we can respect the game and it's a balance, and we don't want to be sniping stuff with explosives, do we? No, that's how shotguns got nerfed. So that's how we're going to run this thing. Let's quickly throw a build together. First of all, we want to go and grab Demo Expert. That leaves us another 6 points, so we'll just chuck on Gunsmith there to keep this thing running around, and maybe one rank in Nerd Rage. I don't intend to be at low health, so instead of putting something like Makeshift Warrior, that's some perk coins for me, yay, or Hacker, we'll just chuck that in. Not super useful there. We've got a couple of points we can spend over here. In strength, we've got Ordnance Express to make sure all of these grenades aren't weighing us down. Very useful to have for a weapon like this. We can grab Bullet Shield Blocker and maybe a Lock and Load. Instead of Bullet Shield, however, maybe I want to go for Barbarian just to get a little bit more tankiness. And if anything's too close, they won't do much damage when they are punching us. We'll go for, I'd like to go for something like Grenadier, but I'm fairly certain that it's not working. However, I can throw plasma grenades and make use of them, but there's really not much else I can do here except for awareness, which will tell us a bunch of resistances for our enemies, but I don't intend to be using this in VATS too much. And what I might do here is quickly go through these perks and grab this. Fireproof rank 3, that'll allow us to hopefully make sure explosives don't do nothing to us. And maybe what we'll do with the remaining perk is, no, don't scrap it, let me just choose something like Rejuvenated rank 1 or Life Giver. No, that's just a twofer. Where is Rejuvenated? Oh cool, it's in order of alphabetical. That's good. We'll just chuck that in. That'll increase our bonuses when we're at full drinks and full foods, so that's good. We could chuck on Tenderizer to get a little bit more damage, and if anything wants to attack us back, they'll be doing a little bit less damage. I'm fairly certain that is multiplicative, but I'll take whatever damage reduction I can get. Now, we can grab Adrenaline. Obviously, that is a gimme. So is Escape Artist. That leaves us 6. Now we could go Sneak, but probably not all that useful. I'm thinking what we might want to do is go Evasive to get more tankiness, and I don't know if I'm going to use this thing that much in VATS, but I could probably stand to either go for Action Girl. Not super useful because I got a bunch of AP refresh unyielding armor, which is going to be dormant except for the AP refresh, but better than Chameleon, to be honest. Could do with Vanguard's armor, Vanguard AP refresh. That would probably be unreal, but I ain't farming for that. I mean, I could. Probably could. Might be something to do. We'll go for I hesitate to put dodge on because I want to kind of sprint around. So what I might do is we'll just grab Marathoner, I guess, so we can keep on sprinting, keep that run and gun playstyle up. Mysterious Savior sounds like a good pick here. We'll grab Ricochet, which leaves us one more rank. Could go Bloody Mess instead of Mysterious Savior. We'll have to see how we go. We can test that in a second, and then we've got another filler perk to put in. Maybe just one rank of Ricochet. Never mind. Woodchucker. We need to pick up some timber, put on the log fire. Okay, so we won't be hurting ourselves, which is good. That is courtesy of Fireproof 3 and Dense. I might be overkilling that slightly, but it's better to be safe than in pieces on the floor, as I'm sure the Super Mutants will be. So that gives us 243 damage, which is a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. So maybe we will use the AP just to lock onto targets and hit them like that. We'll see how we go. Okay, welcome to Paradise City, where the people are green and sure not pretty. Yeah, I don't want to Don't take me home. Take me basically anywhere else. We'll go for the torso here. Seem to be doing the 2-shot kill, which is nice. And so instead of playing this smart, I'm just going to run in here and whoops, my surround sound has been a little bit knocked out. Looks like we can engage these Star Destroyers at point blank range, and will last longer that way than facing against a fully operational Death Star. So that's good. And if we're lucky, we can pull these random dogs that happen to show up as well. And now I'm out of AP, and you're out of health. I don't think we need to worry about this too much. We'll bounce an explosive off the blue wall, and he is dead, doing 440 damage, and it looks like whatever the Bethesda have done to fix the grenade launchers and their degradation, they've gone back and adjusted it again, because she's not looking hot. But that's okay. We've got a bunch of things called repair kits. We can keep the action hot and running, and you don't have to worry about that. We'll probably repair them off screen anyway. We'll whack a new mag in here for that one extra grenade. Give Marauder a bit of a rest here as we continue to sprint around. So disappointing that we can't one-shot these guys, but you know, the odds are stacked against us, or the prefixes are stacked against us. To use that Hitman's legendary effect to understandably poor effect. We could go for headshots here maybe, but I don't think the locational damage is a lot. You notice that I'm getting the 3 for the headshot, which is obviously the grenade hitting them, and all of the explosion damage is what's following. So, bad idea, just go for the torso center mass, don't need to be a hero about it. Okay, there is another way I'm thinking I could do it. Okay, so it doesn't look like explosives are going to mount themselves. Awesome, on the inside, I've kind of done this old autopilot, but I feel like we've got the pace, and let's just pop a stim pack here. No need to play this super unsafe. Okay, that one certainly took a little bit more damage. We might have to observe the damage numbers here, because if they do damage double up, then we might notice some extra power. There we go, look at that reload speed. That's what you want to see. Was that activated before? I don't know. I didn't actually unequip and re-equip the weapon. I can't believe I didn't hit that guy. That's another 95% whiff. And good. Armor's breaking. We're falling apart here. We're missing easy shots. Bloody hell. Hit the 0% one, though. Was that a critical? Whoa, hello. That doggo jumped right on top of me. I think he did his charging attack. And there we go. There's a nice double kill. Alright. Let's not waste too much time here. We already know how this thing goes against Super Mutants, but we're in this fight now. Ooh, I got a quantum out of it. Give me that. Yum. I'm going to waste it right here. Use it for a bit of tactical healing. You got to use your advantage. Fallout 76, the environment's your advantage, in fact. Fallout 76 players. Let's just pull this piece of crap revolver out of some guy's leg. If I had dropped something like that, I wouldn't have been mad, because I could have put a suppressor on it, and we would have been fine from there. Alright, that's enough of these Super Mutants. Let's go shoot some ghouls. Alright, so we wasted a little bit more grenades than I deemed necessary fighting all of those extra Super Mutants. But if we can be efficient about this, I thought they were dead for some reason. Going mad. Wait. Not get stuck on that guy. I know Fallout 76's dwellers, people, their favorite fast time is getting stuck on things. Also, we can sprint for days because of Marathon. That's pretty good. That's actually quite helpful. That was a multi-kill. And we end up getting a free heal there. Thanks to leveling up. How convenient and also good. So yeah, that's good. We've only used 4 grenades so far. And I feel like we've killed a plurality of them so far. Obviously. That one survives. Gives me a nocturnal thingy. Thanks for the gift. I'll promptly put it under a bin of script and someone else can utilize the benefits from that. We'll stop this ghoul in place. Come on. Come on. Well, just got sucker punched by a ghoul. Pretty standard occurrence here. We done. Almost. We did have the Wendigo show up. They like to get out and about usually. Now that was a 90% miss there, wasn't it? So we are playing fairly aggressively here, but I mean, there's no reason not to play aggressively. Stim packs are just falling out of every single dead enemy you kill. And also, if you die, it's like 2 seconds, you're back in, I think. If you're on console, it might be longer. Okay, so I'm in a similar position as the last couple of ranged episodes here in the fact that the weapon that I'm using is actually not terrible. And a lot of the better legendary effects are basically used as force multipliers. Nice, that doggo teleported right next to him, right before the grenade come in. So how convenient. Now we should be getting good elevation advantage against these guys. That happened to be a critical, which was lucky to have. That one might be a little bit harder to hit. But she's going to stand there and make this very easy for me. Gotta hand it to her. She took a lot of 40mm grenades to kill. Whatever the Blood Eagles do in their spare time, whatever meth they're taking, it's some pretty strong stuff. And hopefully we can knock off Swan before this thing breaks. But if we don't, then I'm probably going to throw one of the 15 plasma grenades. Actually, what I might do here is we'll have a nice alpha strike. Why not? If he doesn't already wake up and hasn't been alerted, what we'll do is we'll press the home button. No, we'll press the alt button and hold a thing in. That's how you, if you're wondering, that's how you do it on PC. Well, we got him, and we managed to toss his corpse, which is funny because you wouldn't normally see something like that, I suppose. Well, see, there's 3 more stim packs there. I think that's the entirety of the stim packs I've used throughout this video. And look, the game just throws stim packs at you. That doesn't make it really that hard, does it? Okay, one more weapon repair kit down the drain, and it's time to finally make use of this exterminators prefix. And for some reason, we managed to lose the lock. Oh, he cloaked. Never mind. And we killed him fairly quickly there. Generally, I find the Murmrgh Kings to be abnormally tough compared to a lot of the other enemies in the roster of the game. And we've managed to bring the Queen out already, so let's greet Her Majesty with a bunch of spicy rocks. Nice shot there, Queen, but unfortunately for you, I'm not doing this at Nerd Rage today, am I? And that was a weird 2 for there. You notice how I got a bunch of 2 at over 300 damage hit marker thingies or just whatever. I'm wondering where the other Murmrgh King is. I can't seem to find him. There's no crackhead, so maybe he's ran up through these guys already. Look, I killed the Queen fairly quickly there. I think we're all satisfied. I am actually. Good job, exterminators and grenade launcher. Okay, so now we're going against Scorched Beasts, which is kind of fun. Like, you might be thinking, well, it's going to be super hard to hit a Scorched Beast going through the air with a lobbed projectile weapon. Impossible, you say? Perhaps for a lesser strategist? See, what you want to do is just guarantee hitting VATS in any way, shape, or form, and the lobbed projectiles turn into what can only be described as heat-seeking missiles. So as long as we're close enough to get some good shots in, sooner or bloody later, those grenades will get there if the game deems it to be a good hit. See? Brilliant. that Scorched Beast has jumped on the ground, so we'll make use of our grenade launcher powers here, and, well, generally explosive launchers aren't too great against Scorched Beast, but this thing is holding its own. Especially that I can blast this thing at point blank range without hurting myself. I think that is a big plus here. We've kind of spec'd for using this weapon in terms of armor and fireproof. Probably a bunch of comments telling me, you only need 2 ranks. Yeah, whatever. I want to cover my bases here. Oh well. It's kind of interesting though, because your torso, sure, that's protected, but what about your legs? What keeps them going? There we go, there's a nice twofer. Seem to have overestimated the amount of grenades I need. Oh no, not nerd rage. Let me just heal all of the damage in 2 seconds. Look, one wasteland didn't make this game hard, alright? And oh, we killed both of them. That's good. What did you have? Exterminator, sledgehammer. You can keep it. I know that's a 1-star Scorched Beast, so yeah, that's some dead weight. You survived. Didn't expect that 95% whiff, but I've finally been brought down by sheer lack of basically being stunned that thing failed. I was about to mention how sometimes if you missed lobbed launcher shots, they just fizzle out into nothing. Like, it doesn't sail past them and explode at the ground next to them. They just go. They just leave this plane of existence. Alright, I'ma head out kind of thing. But, you know, it is what it is. If Bethesda wants to fix it, they'll fix it. But, you know, there's content to be made. And content to be cut. And where the hell is this nuclear waste coming from Super Mutant Behemoths? Do I even want to know? I don't think I even want to know. So, Exterminators, Hitman's weightless grenade launcher, passed the test. There's not a little bad things I can say about the weapon, except that its effects are bad. We didn't get much use out of the damage whilst aiming, but there's not really a lot we could apply it to. It's just a little bit easier to use this thing in VATS. And I think I may have said at the start of the video that I wasn't going to be using it in VATS, but, well, I quickly learned that was the way to run these things, because you can't rely on my terrible aim to do most of this. I don't know if there's any application for these things in something like PvP, considering that I can just resist, like, damage as is. I'm fairly certain if I shoot my feet with a legacy like this, I'll probably die, so that's something that, as unfortunately, you can completely counter. Well, it is fortunate that you can counter it, but, you know, if you're getting shot at with a Gatling plasma with bullets that explode, you're not going to be able to survive for too long. Do I have any legacies on hand? Anyways, I'm talking out of my ass here. I'm going to end the video now. So, look, I think we made it work. It did okay. I'm not terribly disappointed by it, but again, could be better. It's pretty bad legendary effects, but, you know, if this is the start of the game and, you know, these things were in the state they are now, I would run around with this thing for a while for sure, especially since that 90% reduced weight. That's just icing on the cake. I really quite like that effect for all of the heavy guns. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.